So if you're here, you're either asking for a no contact order or somebody's asking for to get someone or someone's asking for a no contact order against you for unlawful harassment of some sort. Unlawful harassment is defined as a knowing and willful course of conduct directed at a specific person to seriously alarms, annoys, or harasses or is detrimental to such person that serves no legitimate or lawful purpose. Course of conduct must be such as would cause a reasonable person to suffer substantial emotional distress and must actually cause substantial emotional distress. Course of conduct is defined as a series of acts over a period of time, evidencing continuity of purpose. Before we get started, I'm going to take attendance and find out who's here. Before we do that, I see a number of attorneys on here where I haven't seen notices of appearance submitted. So I'll get to start with you, Mr. Finley. What case are you here for?
Charles Peaty versus Laura Bowman. I'm representing Mr. Peaty.
Bowman. I see. Did you file this appearance?
Yeah, I frankly don't remember.
Okay. And then we don't have any service. Was Ms. Bowman served? I didn't see that there was any service on it.
I believe Olympia Police were directed to serve her, and I haven't seen anything on that either.
Okay, I'll come back to you in a minute. I just wanted to find out what case you were here for. And then I see, is it Timothy Oakley from Next Law? What case are you here for?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here on the Geronimo Pascual matter.
Say that again, please.
Geronimo Pascual.
What's that? Is that an anti-harassment petition?
No, Your Honor. I believe I'm in the wrong courtroom.
I think you're in the wrong courtroom there.
Yes, I think so.
Is it a Lacey case? Is it Lacey or?
Lacey, City of Lacey.
Yeah, I think you want to be in courtroom number 2.
Courtroom number 2. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're in courtroom number 3 now. You need to be in courtroom number 2.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You may leave. And then is it Wayne Bacon on the Zoom call?
Yes, Your Honor. I am here for Maria Ann Lopez v. Tanya Perez. We filed a notice of appearance, and I've just gotten.
Okay, hang on. Wait a minute. Okay, I see. Maria Lopez. Oh, so you're here on behalf of Ms. Lopez?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the interpreter, pardon the interaction, the interpreter is here for Lopez too?
Okay. Who are you interpreting for, or do both need interpreters?
I was assigned to Ms. Lopez, but of course, if both were to need services, I will be happy to do that, but I was only assigned to Ms. Lopez.
I see. And then Ms. Bacon, can you come on the Zoom call, please?
I'm trying to get on my video. I'm told it's been disabled by the host. So I'd say, perfect. Now I'm able to do that. Fiona, we also have an agreed continuance in that case.
You have a what?
An agreed continuance. Request for continuance in that case.
Are any of the parties here? I didn't see any of the parties on the Zoom call, but
Your Honor,
are you just appearing on their behalf, Mr. Jury?
Yes, I'm just appearing for Perez this morning just to enter the agreed continuance with the permission of the court.
And Ms.
We can do that.
Lopez,
Is your client here, Ms. Bacon?
yes, Your Honor, she is present.
Then,
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. Oops, Judge, I was gonna say if you wanted me to interpret that, I believe Ms. Lopez is speaking in English, so I leave you lead your courtroom.
And I don't see Kerr. There's someone named Anna. Is that who that is?
That's me, Maria.
Okay. And Ms. Lopez, okay. So go ahead, you can interpret for me there, Ms. Garcia. And so Ms. Lopez, your attorney and the attorney for Ms. Perez have indicated that this is going to be continued for a period of time?
Señora López, su abogada y el abogado para el Pérez han dicho que esto va a ser aplazado a otra fecha.
Sí, porque mi abogada dijo que no está lista, no estamos listos todavía con todo lo que ocupamos.
Yes, my lawyer indicated we are not ready with everything that we need.
Okay. So this case is going to get continued, and I'm signing an order that was prepared by Ms. Bacon.
Este
Looks like
caso,
it's been signed off by Mr. Dury.
este caso va a ser aplazado. La orden fue preparada por la señora Bacon y firmado por el abogado Dury.
And folks will reconvene on August 11th.
Muy bien, regresamos en agosto 11.
¿Está
And
bien?
Ms. Bacon, there's not a time in here, but I'm going to write in 9 a.m.
Señora Bacon, no han dado un tiempo, pero voy a poner a las 9 de la mañana.
I'm wrong. There is a time in here. My mistake. Sorry.
Perdón, se han puesto un horario, perdón.
Oh, ok, está bien.
And you folks are all free to go. Ms. Garcia, Ms. Lopez, Mr. Dury, and Ms. Bacon, you're all free. This will be reset on to August 11th.
Muy bien,
Thank
nos
you, Your
podemos
Honor.
ir entonces. Gracias.
Ok, gracias.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. See, do we cover? Okay. Mr. Finley, I'll come back to you in a couple of minutes. Is Keith Peterson here? How about Frederick Snyder? Mr. Snyder, not here. Daniel Barbo is here. Mr. Barbo, okay, we'll come back. I see him on the Zoom call. Jayla Riley. Is there a Jayla Riley here? Don't see it. Melinda Mang,
Yes.
there you. Dakota Adams. Okay. He's what?
He's trying to call in. He's been in contact with.
Okay, so apparently he's trying to come here, ma'am. And so we'll come back to that. Madeline Trot. Is that you, ma'am? Trenton, is it Cuttig?
Here, Your Honor.
Julie De La Paz,
I'm here.
Brandon Hine. Not here. Brandon Hine. No. Jacqueline Roberts,
I'm here, Your Honor.
Adam Price. Charles, and then Mr. Okay, Mr. Finley's here for Mr. Is that PD? Am I saying his name correctly?
Mr. P, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And then Laura Bowman. And then Murray Hawley Folks
Here, Your Honor.
and Samuel Wilhight. I thought I saw that name on here too.
Here, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Finley, I'm going to come back to you. Can you come on the Zoom call? I mean, activate your camera.
I've got a brand new computer here and I'm not seeing, the camera is on. I don't know why it's not working.
There might be a little slide on the top of your computer. There's like a little button. You can slide to the right, to the left. Slide that thing and see what happens.
Button
On the top, over the top of your screen. It's kind of like it's a function as a lens cap. Looks like you got your lens cap on.
Oh, I see. Oh, there we
And
go.
there you are.
Thank you.
Okay. So hang on just a second. So I don't, give me just a minute. I don't see that Ms. Bowman had been served. And so we can,
I don't know. OPD was directed to serve her and I think we were.
wait a
given-
minute, did we get a return of service? On the 10th. Give me just a minute here.
Yep.
No, was there a temporary order? Yes. So we did not get service. And so we can reissue the temporary, reset it for 2 weeks from today, which would be August 4th. And then that's about all we can do without service here. You could follow up with Olympia OPD.
That would be fine.
Okay, so give me just a second. Okay, and then if you provide your email address in the chat. The clerk will forward you a copy of the reissue order and the service packet. And is your client here, Mr. Finley?
Yes, he's here with me, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. I think that's it, Mr. Finley. You're free to go. A copy of this will get sent to you.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Sure. Yeah, the white out. So Mr. Peterson, is that you? Why don't you come on up and take a seat there? Hi there. So looks like Mr. Snyder got served.
He did.
And that he's not here.
I don't know. He's sitting on his porch doing his. He does.
I mean, is it, have things subsided, gotten worse, gotten better, stayed the same?
For about 2 days, it was real quiet, and he's starting to make comments again.
Okay.
He was worried about going to Supreme Court.
I'm sorry?
He was worried about going to Supreme Court. He was screaming. He doesn't know that we're in Peterson County Court.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's chosen, it's now coming up on 9:25. He's not here. So I'm going to enter a default in your favor. So the order will exist for the period of a year.
Okay.
Not sure how that's going to make things better or not. And just leave it at that.
Yeah. I don't have much to say about that. It's up to him now. I will call and let the family know.
And then how long have you lived there? How long has he lived there? I guess my real question is, how long has this been going on?
From what the records through the sheriff's department since 2019.
I see.
Right.
And has this been, when did all this start?
His mother had a stroke. The kids came and took her to Bellingham, and they left him there. And it just gradually, I don't know what he's doing on the front porch, but it's an awful lot. And he gets very, very, very loud and very hostile, but he will not leave his property. It's been a battle. It really is. He needs to be evaluated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the best thing for him. I tried to get his mother to possibly buy a mini home, you know, tiny home for him and get him somewhere because she's 88.
Does she live there too?
No, she, they were worried about her health with him there. She would like to sell the house. I don't blame her.
Okay, so the way the temporary was written, he lives next door to you.
One over, yeah.
Right.
Very
And it
close.
says, I'm just gonna put the same language in here. It says 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
Anywhere in public. But this does not prohibit ingress or egress into his own residence.
Yeah, he was taunting me the other day at the mailbox.
Wait, she'll give you a copy of this, then you're free to go.
Okay.
Good luck.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. That's took quite a while.
Then Ms. De La Paz, we're going to come to you next. Just give me a minute here. Good luck, sir. Yeah, thanks. So Ms. De La Paz,
Yes, sir.
I don't see that Mr. Hine was ever served.
No, we haven't found him yet. He's kind of gone into hiding. I have several people looking for him. And
So your options today are basically reissue the temporary and then reconvene in 2 weeks.
okay,
Get him. Is that what you wish to, or let it go?
I would
but,
like to keep on. Something was going on out here last Send
All
him
right,
more.
no, you don't need to say anything more. We'll reissue the temporary. We'll see,
Okay.
we'll set this into August 4th.
Okay, thank you.
So ma'am, you're free to go. And a copy of that will be emailed to you for service. Good luck.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
Mr. Barbo?
Yes, sir.
Hi there. So Ms. Riley appears not to be here. So do you wish to have a default entered in your favor?
What does that mean? Just
That means, well, it says right in the petition, if they don't appear, then a default order enters that will mirror the temporary, and then it'll be in place for a year.
sounds good to me.
All right. How have things quieted down at all since
They seem to have. Hopefully, it just continues.
all right, give me a minute.
Okay.
And then this essentially mirrors the temporary order, not to contact you, not to come within 1,000 feet of you or your residence. And it'll be in place for a period of 1 year.
Okay.
That's it for today.
That goes for my wife and kids as well.
Well, you're the only person named on the petitioner. And so it's just for you.
Okay.
That's it for today. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Welcome. Ms. Mang, are you still there?
Yes.
So Mr. Adams, I think he had been trying to call, and we're going to wait for a minute. We have other cases that are set, and we're going to, we'll have hearings on those. I might give Mr. Adams a little bit more time, and then, but if he doesn't appear, then a default will enter in your favor.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So we'll start with Jacqueline Roberts. Could you come on the Zoom call? And Mr. Price, is that you? Give me just a moment. You come on up and take a seat there. So Ms. Actually, before we get started, I'm going to tell Ms. Roberts and Mr. Price and everybody else who has a hearing. I already read the definition of anti-harassment, what that's all about. How these hearings proceed are, I swear in both parties, first the petitioner, then the respondent, then I hear testimony from both of them. And then I decide whether the order should be entered or continue on for a year. In all of these cases, by the time we get here, you're going to hear things you don't like. You're going to hear things you disagree with. And there's some certain ground rules. You don't interrupt the other party when they're speaking. You don't speak directly to the other party when they're speaking. You speak to me, and don't interrupt me either. And that's pretty much how these are going to go. So Ms. Roberts, could you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
How is it you need an order against Mr. Price?
He has very strongly asserted an issue for 3 years now that I've talked at length with him about. And he does not like my responses, and he will not let it go. He has threatened to harm himself and kill himself multiple times and put the blame on me for his quality of life ways, to the extent where I've felt unsafe, very worried of him appearing at my workplace and just continuing to harass me.
How so?
How so harass me?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so he is asserting that that I lied to him several years ago about a position change at the place where we both worked at the time. I was his direct supervisor, and we made a change in the department that created a new supervisor position in between my role and his role. And I was no longer his direct supervisor. And from that point forward, he was unhappy at work, and he kept coming back to an assertion that I was not truthful with him about the position change. We talked for 10 months, numerous times with our human resources department. And at a certain point, I was really removed from involvement because he could not let it go and move on from fixation on me. And so we had his new supervisor manage it from there. But it escalated into ultimately a suicide email to 40 of my coworkers. Very detailed and long and mortifying. Really involved.
How long ago did this happen?
That was in 23.
Okay, and so, but now we're here now in 2025. I guess why is an order necessary now?
So at that time, shortly after that, a no trespass order was placed for my workplace so that he couldn't return here. And he didn't until May of this year. He came back and reasserted the same issues and started.
So he's been coming back to your workplace?
Well, once the trespass order that Lacey Police delivered, since that expired, he returned to my workplace.
And then how many times?
Once.
Okay.
At the end of May this year. And then I started this process.
I see. So you started this process when he came back?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. What happened when he came back?
He was demanding closure from the same issue. And I told him he needed to leave, that he shouldn't be here. But he kept asserting that he needed closure. He could not move on. Therapists couldn't help him. And then he started to detail nightmares he's been having to me. And I repeatedly told him to leave. And some of my coworkers called our security department. And he eventually, after a lot of pressure, eventually walked away from me. And then he was encountered by our security department. And
when did he leave your company? How many years has he not worked there?
He left our company in August of 23.
Okay. And then he showed back up again here just in May, just like less than 2 months ago. Or
Yes.
when...
He actually showed up in November of 23, a couple months after his termination. And that is when the trespass order was requested from Lacey Police Department. And then that expired. And then he returned again in May of this year.
All right. Let me hear, when did it expire?
When did the trespass order expire?
Yeah.
I believe it was in place for 1 year, so it would have expired around November of last year, 24.
All right, let me hear from him. Mr. Price, could you raise your right hand, please?
Yeah.
Do you swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can put your hand down. Before you get started, what I don't want to hear about is the whole situation with the job. I don't have any control over that. I just want to, she's asking, she had said this happened on the job, there was issues, and then you left the job, the no trespass order was entered. And then once that no trespass order expired, then you came coming back and, for lack of a better term, causing her doesn't look like she appreciated your visit all that much. So that's what I want to hear about the contact with the company and all that. We're not here to relitigate what happened a couple of years ago with your employment. Having said that, go ahead. What's your position on what her request is?
Yeah, so as I understood the order, the main issue was whether I was a danger to Jacqueline or whether I will be a danger to Jacqueline.
That's not entirely the issue. Is again, I apologize for interrupting. But if you remember, the definition of harassment is you can harass someone without being a danger. As harassment is a knowing and willful course of conduct directed at a specific person that seriously alarms, annoys, or harasses or is detrimental to such person and serves no legitimate or lawful purpose. So basically, if you're like the more, for lack of a better term, traditional pattern that we see here on this calendar, people in a relationship, the relationship breaks up, one person can't handle it. The person who can handle it won't leave the other person alone. They're calling, texting all hours of the day and night, and then they finally need to come to court and say, "Hey, look, this person isn't a danger, but I need court assistance to keep this person away from me." And I kind of think that's what I'm hearing from Ms. Roberts. It's like she just wants an order just to keep you away from the place. I mean, it's happened a couple of years ago, and you don't have any business there anymore.
Understood, Your Honor.
But so I want to clear that up for you. So it's not necessarily whether you're it's like that's not always the determining issue, I would say. But go ahead. I apologize for interrupting.
No worries, Your Honor. To speak to each of the encounters, the encounter a couple months afterwards, I was still struggling with what I now know from my counselor I've been seeing as PTSD. So I went to try and find answers and get closure, and let them know what I've been going through for those 2 months. I just wrote a note. I dropped it off. I immediately left. I was under the understanding
when
that
was this? This was how long ago was this?
2 months after the termination.
Right. Okay.
I was under the understanding.
Frankly, again, I apologize for interrupting again, but I'm more concerned about the recent. I think from Ms. Roberts' point of view is like, hey, this was over years ago. We just want to be done with this. And to have you coming back around trying to relitigate something that happened a couple of years ago, I think that's what's causing the stress. That's my impression. That's my read of the situation. But go ahead.
So I finally got a job to where I had, health insurance. I could finally go start seeing someone, but I wanted to make one last attempt to try and see if I could get answers so I had something to work through with that counselor. I had no intention of seeing Jacqueline initially. I was going to speak with Bill, the CEO of the company, and then explain what I was hoping for, and then follow up with Jacqueline at a later time. Because I just wanted a way to work through things. I went without notifying because I didn't have a way to call them. I didn't have a way to email them. I just was able to go in person. I went to the police station to make sure I wasn't doing anything unlawful. They gave me a card for crisis line in case things didn't go well. I went and before I was able to speak with Bill, I encountered Jacqueline, and so I let her know I was there to see Bill. She went and then came back and then said, no, he's not willing to see you. I pivoted to try and let her know what I was going through, but when I realized the answer was no, and there's nothing I could do, I left. I knew from that encounter that I was never gonna find help from Panorama and had no intention of going back. I especially know now that the distress she was going through for the 2 years just from my few encounters, and I didn't know any of that because I was cut off from communication completely. If I had known, I wouldn't have done that. So I have no intention of reaching out to Jacqueline in any way, shape, or form. And if I could, I would like to at least read the last segment of what I've submitted if she hasn't read it,
The last segment of what?
of what I submitted for my testimonial if she hasn't read it.
What do you mean? The testimony in terms of your job situation?
No, the testimony I submitted before the hearing. I'd at least like to read the last section. If she hasn't had a chance to read it.
Well, what, I didn't see that you submitted anything. Did you submit anything to the court?
I did. I don't have a copy of the text, but it's just two pages, a text and then
Well, what? I mean, maybe you
my
could just-
response
You have the
testimony.
right to testify on your own behalf. I can't stop you. But you've heard of what she says and what's bothering her. And I guess I don't know whether what you plan on say is going to be helpful or not. But I mean, you have the floor to say what you think is appropriate. You can, that's why I swore you in and I'll hear from you.
Yeah. I mean, I guess just change the word danger to harass or contact, but I wrote because I was under the assertion that of whether I was a danger or not. So I wrote, despite everything, I'm very thankful for these proceedings. I was completely unaware of the struggles and trauma Jacqueline was going through. So I wanted to take this final opportunity to say this. I was never and will never be a danger to you. I will never try to contact you again and to hope that you can put that monstrous shadow that's been haunting you to rest. That you feel safe in your own community again and can remember me for who I was before all this. I hold everyone in Panorama dear in my heart and hope they can remember me as something other than the monster, than a monster someday. That's all.
And then, Ms. Roberts, I'll give you the final word if you wish to have it. Anything you'd like to say at this time?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen today here, Mr. Price. First of all, I can tell, I can hear you, I can see your demeanor. And and I've never met either one of you. I don't know either one of you, but obviously, you know, you're going through a lot. It sounds like you're getting help and you're seeing someone now. Is that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And I hope what I'm going to do here today is based on the testimony combined with the petition. You know, I will find that there's been a sufficient showing for me to make the necessary findings where I'm going to enter an order today. It's going to be in place for 1 year. And based on what I've heard, I'm going to say some things I don't normally say. And that is, I hope that by me entering this order, you know, creates a bright line and provides you the closure that you need or hope to have with this, just as this, you know, this is just, I know it's easy for me to say up here, but this is just something you just need to leave in the past. Don't think about it. Work on yourself going forward and just not, and again, it's easy for me to say that, and you know, just turn a corner on this and just, like I say, provide, to use your word, just provide closure for it. Just the order's in place. That's just not a part of your life, and the order exists for 1 year. And this isn't the end of the world or anything like that. It's just an order that says you're just not to contact her. Don't come within 1,000 feet of her place of business, or and just don't contact her. And that's just not something you can think about. It's just not something like, oh gosh, maybe I should contact her, maybe I should do this, or I want to provide this closure, whatever. It's just like, nope, that's in the past. I can't think about that going forward. All right.
I understand that. I was hoping we wouldn't have to put in this order because I heard it might hurt my future employment. I would really like to not have that on the record.
I understand that, but you know, I don't know that that's true. This is not a domestic violence related order. Those are the ones that have the most effect. It's an anti-harassment order, and you know, many people I've seen all kinds of people here, from doctors and lawyers and all kinds of stuff here, get orders, and, they're able to continue, doing what they do. So I don't necessarily, I can't say it will never have any effect, but it's not the end of the world by any means.
Would
I mean,
only
there's still a
be,
lot of effort.
sorry,
I'm sorry.
Your Honor, sorry.
That's you can ask a question, and this will expire at the end of the year and go away.
So it won't be on my record forever. It's just gonna be on record for a year.
It'll be
like,
it'll be in place for a year. The fact that an order was entered will be part of the record. Yes.
Is there any way we can? I have no plans of contacting her. This took me completely by surprise. I went with no idea what she was going through, and if I had known, I wouldn't have gone. I wouldn't have gone. I would have found a way to try and make somebody know that I wouldn't try to. I would have tried a third party to let her know she has nothing to
But
worry
see,
about.
I can tell you something that, even now, the way this order is, third party contact is a problem.
No. I mean, before
mean,
this was put in
I
place.
know, but
Yeah,
you're
I'm
missing my
sorry.
point, and I'll let you finish. If you'd have started this through third party, if someone was contacting her, you'd probably be here anyway, because it's like, this guy is sending people to come, because I see that here all the time. And I know at least one of the cases that I think was sent off, that was part of the problem, is somebody was sending people around to bother them. So again, I'm hopeful that you can get past this and just, focus on going forward. This is not a disaster. This is not the end of the world. This is just an order that says you can't contact her at her business. That's all.
I didn't mean that I was gonna send someone to harass her about this. I meant I was gonna send someone to let her know I wouldn't contact her, and she had nothing to worry about. She didn't have to worry about. She wrote things in those testimonials like me jumping out of the bushes, and if I had known she was going through that, I would have tried to let her know that I didn't want to make anyone else suffer. In any way, I was just trying to get over my own thing. Now that I know the things I know from the testimonial, and before that, I just want her to feel okay.
Well, I think that she will going forward, hopefully. I mean, the order's in place, and that's why, again, it provides closure for you both. And so we're going to print a copy of this, and then we'll give you a copy, and then that'll be it here for today.
Okay, do I have to notify my current work of it?
I don't think so, no.
Do you know if I'm applied for like a promotion at my job 3 years from now?
Honestly, I
Will it
don't.
be
I
in?
mean, I honestly don't.
Is
I mean, I
there
don't-
any
I
way
don't
to
know what-
avoid this?
What's that?
Is there any way to avoid this?
Again, I've made the decision based on what's
Right.
presented, and I'm going to stick with it. Where are you working right now, Mr. Price?
I'm working over at Seymour. I'm pretty sure it's within 1,000 feet, or well, away 1,000 feet away.
Yeah.
If at least now she knows that. So if she had to come to that clinic for any reason, would I have to leave work at that time?
Well, I don't know that she planned it. Is there any reason you would go to there, ma'am?
I'm sure she'd avoid it.
No.
No, sir.
You count out Mr. Price. You can take that and you're free to go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Good
you, Your
luck.
Honor.
Ms. Roberts, you're free to leave the Zoom call.
Thank you, sir.
I know, but she's not on anymore. Oh, yeah, she is. Okay. Let's do it. Ms. Mang, can you come on the Zoom call, please?
Yes.
So Mr. Adams isn't here, so we'll enter a default in your favor. Give me just a moment.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. There wasn't. Is this? Yeah. Who is this person to you? Do you have any idea?
No, he's just a homeless person that showed up in my neighborhood.
Is he still there?
We see him all the time.
Okay. Give me a minute, ma'am.
Sure.
Okay. So, ma'am, here's the thing. So I've reviewed your petition, and then a temporary was not entered. And so based on your petition, I will enter an order that he's not to come within 1,000 feet, or you and the minor named in the petition, which is your daughter, which is not in the protection order, but I'll put that. What is it? That's all right. Don't worry about it. And so, but since no temporary is ordered, he'll need to be served with this. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So I'll do the order, but then it's going to come back to you, and then you're going to need to be responsible for getting him served somehow, just like you did to get him served for the hearing.
Okay.
All right. Give me a minute, ma'am.
Okay.
How did you find out his name?
The police, when they came out, they knew who he was.
I see. And the police, did they serve him?
No, I had a friend serve him.
Got it. So basically the parameters of the order there, he's not to cause you any harm, or the minors named in the petition, which is your daughter. No contact you or your daughter. Don't come within 1,000 feet of you, your residence, or your workplace, or the residence, daycare, or school of your daughter.
Okay.
And you're going to need to get him served.
Okay.
When you can make arrangements to do that.
Yes.
And that'll conclude this for today, ma'am. And
Okay.
just for the record, he did contact the office, I'm informed, and was also informed that if he didn't appear, a default would enter.
Okay. Thank you.
Chose not to be here. We go. Okay, so that leaves, are you Ms. Trot? Just come on up and take a seat there. Mr. Cuddig, Ms. Ming, you may go, sorry. Mr. Cuddig, why don't you?
Here, sir.
Give me just a minute. So ma'am, Ms. Trot, Mr. Cuddig submitted some things. Did you get a chance to see those?
No.
Okay. And then Mr. Cuddig also, so hang on here a second. Can you print those things that he submitted? They just came in on Friday. So Mr. Cuddig, we're going to print those things. I'm going to have Ms. Trot read. She's going to go back in the courtroom, read them. There's only 2 cases left. We'll take the other one, and then we'll come back to you.
Okay.
And then, so go back. There was 3 of them. Did you get them?
Yes.
And then, yeah, you can go ahead and mute back up. And then Ms. Trot, Mr. Wilhight, Ms. Holly, folks, come on the Zoom call, please. Mr. Wilhight, you there?
Yes, sir.
Give me just a minute. So Mr. Somebody submitted some things on July 16th last week. Was that you there, Mr. Wilhight? Did you submit anything in evidence? Or that was you then, Ms. Holly Folks?
Yes.
Okay. So what's the status of, so you folks work together?
Not anymore. I quit.
Okay, so hang on just a minute. Just wait a minute here. Ms. Folks, did you used to work together?
Yes.
And then as Mr. Wilhight just informed me, he doesn't work there anymore?
Yes.
I resigned
And
on
then-
Sunday.
Okay, so remember what I said about not interrupting people? I
Okay.
include myself in that. Okay, you'll have a chance. You'll have a chance. So Ms. Holly Folks, I'll swear you in. I'll hear from you as to why an order is necessary. Then Mr. Wilhight, I'll swear you in. I'll hear from you, and you'll be free to say anything you wish to say. So Ms. Holly Folks, I'll start with you.
All right. We had a relationship. We've known each other for about 2 years. We had about 1 month relationship of flirting and sexting. And in December, I said, we're done and only contact me about work. And it's been about 6 months, and he tried to contact me multiple times, but the most recent one a few weeks ago, he tried on Discord, he tried on Snapchat, and then finally sent me $15 on Cash App, and I responded to one of the requests to ask why, and he responded to get my attention, and then said that he could send me more money for pictures if it made things easier. And he was referencing intimate pictures from before.
Between the flirting, and again, use your term, sexting thing you were talking about?
Yeah. And I declined. He tried to meet up with me that same day. I said no. Tried to find specific locations, our work office, one of our work locations to meet up, and I said no, and then blocked him on all of the social media that I had, and did not accept the money deposit.
The $15?
Yeah.
And when was that? And then have you heard from him since?
No, I blocked him on everything and started a harassment suit at work investigation.
Okay. Mr. Wilhight, could you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You can put your hand down. What's your response to her request?
I mean, first off, I would like to start with, I have no intention of contacting, interacting, or being around Murray ever again. I think there are some things that were left out of that explanation.
You can go ahead and fill them in.
So the first person to reach out after she had blocked me was her on TikTok to say hi and or say something about sorry that it ended like it did. And I was like, I hope you're doing well. And then months later, not even months later, like the beginning of February, right around Super Bowl time, she texted me at about 3 a.m. on her work cell phones, which I do not have anymore. I have given that back to the company. But texted me about 3 a.m. on her work cell phone, said like something along the lines of, I miss you, or something along that general. And that was at 3 a.m. And then she did that again months later on her work phones again at like 3 a.m. So I just wanted to be very clear. There wasn't just like, I was not just continually reaching out. I reached out one time at the end.
Was that the $15 thing?
Yes. I did send her money. We have each other blocked on everything. That was my way of trying to reach out. But also, I had seen her multiple times at work, and we had been cordial. So I was just, I don't understand how anything that I have done has made her feel unsafe, because I do not work with her directly, have not for the entire 6 months that she and I have no longer texted. I also now no longer work at Kokua because she made me out to be a predator to my supervisors. And so I decided that instead of continuing that, I would go and work somewhere else. She also stated that I told her I have a history of violent interactions, which is wild because I have no history of that. I have a history of the exact opposite. I have 6 years of being a direct support provider with adults with disabilities, being dealing with adults committing violence to me and not returning that as a profession. So I also do not know where she lives. She stated that in the protection. I have never known where she lives. So I just don't understand what is being protected because I don't interact with her like that. I texted her. I have never shown any type of violence around her or towards her. I have never threatened violence around her or towards her. I have never, yeah. So I just do not see how this is relevant. But also, I just wanted to make sure that it was very clear that it was not just me reaching out repeatedly. But again, I consider just not coming because I could care less if she gets a protection. I don't care. I don't work there. I won't be seeing her. I won't be interacting with her. I won't be in the same circles. I won't be in the same parts of town. So I just wanted to come and say my piece.
Ms. Holly Folks,
Yes.
anything further?
Well, now he does know where I live because that was in the petition, my address. And we do live in the same part of town, frequent the same grocery stores, restaurants, things like that.
Sorry.
So that's all.
He said you texted him at unusual hours. Is that true? Not true?
I have no recollection of that. I don't have any of those on my work phone. No of that. And I did block him on my work phone previously.
When did you quit working at that company there, Mr. Wilhight?
Not this Sunday, but the Sunday previous. I put in my resignation.
And were you aware of that, Ms. Holly Folks?
Yes, my HR sent me notifying me.
I mean, did you ever see each other outside of work? I'm asking you, Ms. Holly Folks, then I'll ask you the same question, Mr. Wilhight.
No.
So I'm not completely sure what the parameters of this, relationship that was described. And again, these are not my words. These were Ms. Holly Folks's as sexting and flirting. And that can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But it was a relationship of sorts. Apparently that ended. I've reviewed, there's text messages included that have been submitted. I've reviewed those, listened to your testimony. And where I'm at right now is, again, just as a general comment, not every breakup, and again, I'm not, what the parameters of this relationship were, I don't know other than what's been said, but not every breakup rises to the level of harassment. A lot of breakups, many breakups are emotional. And maybe sometimes people say things that they regret and do things that they might regret, but it doesn't necessarily rise to the level where one person is harassing the other. There's been no threats of violence as far as I can tell. And going forward, apparently you're not going to work together anymore. And so at this time, I'm going to find that the behavior here doesn't rise to the level of harassment yet. And so I'm not going to enter an order, but I'll tell you, Mr. Wilhight, we've been here. You've said your piece. I kind of think she said hers. You should understand that any contact coming from you or any attempt to contact based on all of this, I think a judge, I know I would then consider it harassing going forward. Do you understand that?
Understood, sir.
To you, Ms. Holly Folks, if he does some sort of sends text to you of some kind, you can save that. You can refile your petition, and then you'll probably get your order next time. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
That'll be my ruling here today. You both are free to go. You can get copies of the denial order off the district court website.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Good luck to you both. Ms. Is it Mott? Am I saying that correctly? Trot. I can tell by your expression I didn't say it correctly. Why don't you come on up there and take a seat? So, did you get a chance to review what he had submitted? Okay. And so, what he also said was, I know you've been here for an hour and a half. Sorry for making you wait so long. And, give me just a sec. So, in the one thing that I'm submitted here right now is, he submitted some, apparently, as far as I can tell, some screenshots where he's saying that you had texted him. But he also says in there that, he wanted a dismissal. And if he doesn't get the dismissal, then he wants an additional time to prepare a defense to it. And the only way that this is going to be dismissed in that way is if you agree. If you don't agree and want to go forward, then we'll reset this for 2 weeks, and then the full hearing will be held at that time. So, not to dump it into your lap, or maybe to dump it into your lap, ma'am. What's your position on this? You've read what he had submitted and all that.
I honestly just want to be left alone. And there's been multiple encounters within the last couple of months. And his
You folks
friends.
running the same, I mean, pardon me for what I'm about to say, but you both seem very young to me. And so a lot of times when people your age here, you kind of run in the same circles, have the same set of group of friends and all of that. Is that no? Or I hear you shaking your head.
We
No,
don't
or-
share any friends.
Okay.
No mutual.
So I guess what do you want here today, ma'am? You can agree to let this go now, and again, I don't mean to put pressure on you or stress you out or anything like that. But he's asked for a little bit of time to get stuff together, which I'll give him. But if you want to continue to pursue this, you certainly can. That's your right to do that. Again, I don't know anything about you folks. I don't know anything about the relationship, how it broke up, other than what's been presented to me. So where are you at, ma'am?
It honestly, with my opinion, it could go either way. I just want to be left alone.
All right.
This has been going on for almost 2 years. And in his statement or whatever this is,
Yeah.
he says that he doesn't have his friends follow me or whatever, and I can't go out in public anymore due to the problems.
All right. Well, I'm not going to force you into just dumping this thing unless, and I don't want to be perceived of that. So what we're going to do is was a temporary entered in this case?
Yes.
Has that helped?
I mean, I haven't seen him. I don't go anywhere. I don't.
So here's what's going to happen here for today. We're just going to reissue the temporary will remain in place. We'll reconvene in 2 weeks, and then a judge will decide, and then you can do whatever you think is necessary to get ready for the hearing. But the hearing's going to take place in 2 weeks, Mr. Cuddig, so you need to get ready for it. All right. And then you can think about, where you want to go from here. But that's where we're at. That's what we'll do here today. Again, I don't want to force you to do anything you don't want to do, and I don't want you to perceive it that way. It'll be August 4th. Is that right?
Yes.
At 9 a.m. We'll make a copy of it for you, ma'am. Did you provide an email address where we could give that to you there, Mr. Cuddig?
Yes, sir. I'm doing that right now.
Great. We'll give you a copy of it here, ma'am. We'll see you back here in 2 weeks. Sorry to waste your time today.
I figured he would.
I'm sorry?
I figured he would.
Okay, that might have been better left unsaid. We're going to give you, to stay right there. You can get a copy of it.
Hey, sir, I have a quick question.
Yes?
Is it a temporary no contact order?
Yes, the order's in place right now. You're not to contact her in any way. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. I do
Or
understand.
there might be a dispute about this, but third-party contact's not allowed either.
No,
Don't sit around, go tell Madeline, is that your first name? Don't tell Madeline this, go tell Madeline this or that, or tell her I'm sorry or something like that. That's a violation also. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any other questions?
No, not exactly. Other than I would have no problem going no contact with Maddie and never speak to her. That's
all right.
I have to say.
Well, that'll be decided in 2 weeks.
Gotcha. Yes, sir.
Come on up, ma'am. You're free to go. You're free to go there, Mr. Cuddick. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
If you're gonna use it as an exhibit, you'll need to go out and get copies from, so each party gets one. You can buy those from the clerk out there. Probably the middle window will be the one that'll help you with that.
Great.
Do you have other stuff that you want me to mark though while we're at it?
This I need extra copies of also.
Okay, yeah, they'll be able to help you out there.
Thank you.
Well, and if Mr. Hess agrees to accept service, he can take it now. Well, somebody else is gonna have to serve him. It can't be her. Well, the court can serve him. Okay. Or her friend back there can grab him and.
I would suggest have one of your friends do it. It's free.
Yeah, well, it'll be free anyway.
Yeah.
I have the original, I have my original copy of it.
Oh, so you don't have the one to be served?
I do not.
Okay,
The
so that's
sheriff's
what the
department
sheriff's
has it.
department. I can email
It's
that.
irrelevant anyhow.
What?
It's irrelevant anyhow. I'm not trying to make any contact with her.
Well, it
Well,
doesn't
I
mean
can
it's
prove that you
irrelevant.
have.
Okay, stop talking.
I'll see if
So,
it's our
yeah.
county or not.
Because then at least you know, and I can tell you when it is, when the hearing is and whatnot, and
I can't, it's not our case.
it's not, well, it's not
Be a
our case.
polk or something.
It's a
Oh.
separate matter, correct?
Yeah, it's a completely separate matter.
That's what I thought.
Oh, so it's a Polk County matter.
I
So
think
then
so,
they're gonna
yeah.
have to serve, yeah. So unfortunately, or fortunately, it's a Polk County matter, so,
Again, it's irrelevant
We
to me
can't-
as far
we
as that
can't serve.
goes.
well, we have 10 minutes and then we're going to have to stop because I have another hearing because it took you 21 minutes to do what you needed to do to come to court. We will go on the record in the matter 25 SC 97, Michael Hess versus Rose Hutari. Appearances are, we have Mr. Hess appearing in person without counsel. Ms. Hutari appears in person without counsel. We're set today in this matter on Mr. Hess's petition for replevin. He's asking that a 7-year-old German Shepherd be returned to him. Basically, that's all I have in this case. This is set for a court trial. It was in front of Commissioner Krupa. However, Commissioner Krupa was not able to reach any determination as this matter is a contested replevin. Mr. Hess and Ms. Hutari, please stand up, raise your right hands and be sworn in.
Do you affirm that the testimony you're about to provide in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
You may be seated. Mr. Hess, this is your motion, your hearing, and so you have the burden of proof, and you are first to present your case. You may begin.
Your Honor, about April of 2023, Ms. Hutari and I separated or stopped dating, cohabitating. I moved out. At that time, she gave me Samson, the German Shepherd. The understanding was that I had someplace stable for him to go to keep him, and that I would bring him back to visit. I followed through with those. I brought him back to visit after a number of visits. She said, "I don't want you to bring him anymore. I don't want anything to do with you." So I stopped doing that. Fast forward to April of 2025, this past April, I went to jail for a few weeks, and Rose called my mom, said we had some understanding that if something happened to me, that she would get Samson back. And she came and took Samson. When I got out of jail, was my first opportunity to have any contact whatsoever. I sent her a text message. And here is a copy of that thread.
Can't present it yet. You have to tell me
I'm
what
sorry.
what it is and let me know if
This
it's gonna
is
be relevant.
this is a chain of text messages between Rose and I when I first got out of jail. This is the contact that we had. I asked her how Samson was, can I see him, can we get him, whatever. And she was adamantly said, no, not a chance in hell. She wasn't gonna let me see him, wasn't gonna let me anything. Samson, I got hurt in January of 2023, broke my foot at work, didn't heal right. Fast forward, I'm still going through therapy. I have an implant. Samson's been my emotional support through the whole thing up until April when she took him.
All right. You have text messages.
Yes.
Other than her saying, no, I'm not giving him back, what else are you trying to prove?
There's relevance in
that?
here, Your Honor. She
And I'm
said,
just gonna say, you have to stop talking when I'm talking. You can't talk over me. I have a court reporter who takes down everything. She can't take down two people speaking.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. In the text messages, the thread was our original agreement. She says why she removed herself from that agreement. And she also admits that Samson was my support and Samson was trying to save me and keep me. And she says that I failed him. And it also points out that Ms. Hutari thinks that I should be locked up behind bars. I'm not sure where she gets her information or her evidence or anything like that, but I've not been convicted in any court in this county or state or
That's not
country.
relevant for today, but yes.
I agree. Thank you. That's what I was getting at. Okay, because we're gonna hear that. It also shows that she said that it's in here that Samson was trying to save me. She recommended that I go see Jeannie Daniels, a medium in Frederick, and I did. I took Samson with me, and Ms. Daniels said that Samson and I have not just met, we've met before. Her first question to me was, do you believe in reincarnation? I said, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not closed to it. I don't have enough information to make that decision. And she said that, well, you and Samson were in a life together before.
I don't know who Jeannie Daniels is.
I didn't either. She is a medium. She's very, very respected in her work area. Rose suggested we go see her.
All right, so what you have to prove to the court is that you are in proper ownership of Samson. I haven't heard when the dog was received or purchased or gotten as a gift.
April of 2023, sorry. After we broke up, there was some concern. I asked her what we're gonna do with the kid. She said he wants to be with you. He's followed me around since.
Again, I haven't heard when you first received or got the dog. I'm hearing April 2023. That's when you broke up. I'm not seeing how the dog poof came into your life.
That's what I was trying to explain, Your Honor. In April of 2023, about April, was when I moved out. We had a conversation, what we're gonna do with the dog. She said, he wants to be with you.
When did you get the dog?
April of 2023.
Oh, so he just magically came up in your life in April 2023. When was the dog first received? From Miss Hutari? Did she buy the dog from a
first received.
Pet?
First
place?
received by her.
From anybody? How did the dog come into ownership of anybody?
She bought the dog from her cousin in Pine City, I believe it was. He's 2018.
And were you together at that time?
No, we were friends.
Okay. All right. And then, so when did you and Miss Hutari get into a relationship?
2020. But we'd been friends before that. I've known Samson since he was a puppy, since she got him. She'd actually gotten him for her ex-boyfriend.
You purchased him for an ex-boyfriend?
She purchased him and was going to give him to an ex-boyfriend, yes.
All right. And then you're indicating or telling the court that in April 2023, when you broke up, she gave you, Miss Hutari gave you Samson and said that you would give him a stable life. Do you have any proof other than your conversations?
Yeah, right. The text messages. There's no denial of her giving them to me. She admits that she gave him to me, that he was my dog.
Okay, where in those text messages would it say that?
Page 3.
And what does it say?
Well, I went through, okay, it says it was never that I didn't want Sammy. It was 100% that I didn't want you in my life at all. You had him and you went there. Sammy has served his time. Now it is time for him to relax and have a normal life.
Where does it say that she gave him to you?
Well, that is her response. There's no denial that she gave them to me from my text. My text. Would you like me to read my text?
No.
Okay.
What I want to know is, okay, this is, it could be a gift. It could be a contract. It could be something of that. I'm not hearing what it is.
It was a gift. There was no contract, verbal contract. That was it.
Okay, so as a gift, she gave him to you in 2023. And
Yes.
what was the conversation?
Conversation was, she said, if you have a stable place to take him, then yes, but I want you to bring him back to visit.
Okay. All right, and so you would like the court to receive those text messages?
Yes.
Please provide her, Ms. Hutari, with a copy as well as the court. I can have it, thank you. What else would you like me to know?
I'd like you to know that I've been working since I got Samson to make him a support animal, a service animal. He has become an emotional support animal. And Rose knew that before, or when she gave him to me, that
Okay, unless you have a doctor's note, I'm not hearing as an emotional support animal.
yeah, I understand that it's in the workings. Without airing out all my medical stuff to the court.
So since 2023, when you were in placement of, or you had custody of Samson until April 2025, who paid his vet bills?
I did.
Is he up to date on his shots?
I'm not sure where he's at right now. I don't have his tag. I don't have any of that. Rose has had him since April, but he had his shots, yes.
April wasn't that long ago prior to that, when he was in your custody.
His shot should have been up to date. Yes, I took him up here to the animal wellness.
What else do you have for the court to convince me that you are the owner of Samson?
Rose's testimony itself from when we met with Commissioner Krupa, there was no
Can't hear
denial.
what happened in Commissioner Krupa's courtroom.
Okay, can we ask Ms. Hutari if she gave Samson to me?
You're going to be able
She's
to
not-
ask questions of her later. Right now, you're giving your testimony. She's going to get to ask you questions, and then she's going to give testimony. You're going to get to ask her questions.
Okay. I don't have any paperwork. Samson's tags are on my keychain, and I have no access to my keychain.
Why do you have no access to your keychain?
Because my vehicle is an impound in Sawyer County.
All right. Okay, Ms. Hutari, do you have, the court will receive Exhibit 1. Ms. Hutari, do you have any questions for Mr. Hess?
No.
Hearing his testimony, you have no questions.
I know, I can say that I let him take Samson in April of 2023 with conditions that he was able to provide a stable home for Samson and take care of him. I can say I have the copy of the records of when I purchased Samson and February 27th of.
Well, there is no dispute that you purchased Samson. There's maybe argument that you purchased him for an ex-boyfriend, but Mr. Hess agrees you purchased him. It was originally your dog. You got into a relationship And when you broke up from that relationship, you gave him Samson.
With conditions.
All right, so explain that.
I gave him Samson with conditions. I knew that Mike wasn't in a spectacular headspace. And I thought that having Samson to take care of would help keep him in a better place. Since then, Mike has been in and out of jail. A couple of times, Samson has wound up in the pound. I believe when he was arrested in Sawyer County, Samson wound up in the pound then. I have since taken Samson to the vet, the same vet, got his shots and everything updated. They were not they were not current. I have the same text messages as part of the restraining order that I have against Mr. Hess. He has been, I have video of him driving by my house. I
don't need to hear that. That's not relevant.
Okay. He lives with or spends a great deal of time with his girlfriend. She lives in a trailer court where the dog's not allowed to be.
Not true.
You can't talk while she's talking.
The owner of the trailer court said that.
Can't tell me what people say.
Okay, I'm sorry. The dog is with me. He's safe. He's in one place. He's no longer being drug all over the world. He's calm. I have someone who can attest to his demeanor now versus what it was before. Samson is safe with me.
So you admit that you gave him Samson in April 2023 because you thought that he needed Samson for whatever reason, but you said you gave him with conditions.
Mm-hmm.
What were the conditions?
The conditions were that he provide him with a stable, safe environment with him, not with his parents while he spends months in jail. It was for Mike to have him and take care of him, not someone else. And as I said, he's been in and out of jail several times. It's not fair to the dog to have him going back and forth. And like I said, at the point that I stopped taking Samson, it was because I believed that Mike was doing things he shouldn't be doing. And I made the choice not to have Mike in my life, not the dog, Mike. I own a business. Things in his character are not something I want associated with myself or my business. I went the last time that I made the decision. Mike was in jail on a $25,000 bond. I thought at that point that they were going to keep him. I finally felt safe and comfortable enough. I reached out to Mike's mom. I explained to her that when I let Mike take Samson, it was under the agreement that he was going to be able to take care of him, provide him with a safe place to be. And she said, okay, you can come get him. And I went there without any ill will from his parents, and picked Samson up and brought him home. When they did release Mike, actually his first contact with me was when he called me at my business on my business phone and asked if he could see Samson. And I asked how he was doing. I said he was doing well. He asked if he could see him, and I said no. And he asked what I meant by that. I said, you've chosen your road. You've made your choices. No, I don't. I am not going to let you see him. He said, aren't people allowed to change their road? And I replied and said, yeah, we've been down that road before also. And I hung up. Then he sent me the text message going on about a bunch of like whatever past stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with him having Samson. He just repeatedly tells me that I'm wrong and I shouldn't have him. And like I said, there was a time that I had great faith that Mike wouldn't go back down the ugly road that he did. And that's why I trusted him to take Samson. He chose to go back down that ugly road.
All right, so one of your conditions was that he provide a stable home for Samson. By stable home, did you go over what you meant by stable home with Mr. Hess in April 2023?
No, I thought it was obvious at the time. I didn't go into detail.
Did you go over any conditions with Mr. Hess that were clear for him to understand that if he does X, that he will no longer be able to have Samson?
Verbally, no.
Why do you think Mr. Hess is unstable?
He has several open court cases for methamphetamines, narcotics, having a firearm after being a felon. He could still very well wind up in prison. He has I have pictures of him driving by my house, yelling for the dog. I have pictures of him going to my place of business and dumping fish guts and rotten bait into my dumpster. He purposely, when he did that, was sneaky about it, drove around the back where he didn't know that I had a camera. I believe that was on July 13th. I don't believe that that shows actions of somebody who is adult enough, grown up enough to handle the situation. I hope that, you know, Mike finds recovery and maybe some time down the road when I believe that he is in a better place, I would allow him to see Samson, but at this time, I don't think he's in a very good place. And I personally do not want him in my life.
All right, anything else you would like me to know? Mr. Hess, do you have questions for Ms. Hutari?
Yeah, what communication did you have with me when you decided you were going to call my mom and tell her whatever story you told her to get Samson back? Why is it okay to approach that and not have me involved in that whatsoever? He was my dog, after all. You gave him to me.
You were not attainable, you were in jail.
People are absolutely allowed communication in jail. There is no communication.
You can't, you're not testifying right now. You're simply just asking her questions.
I understand. So you didn't get a hold of me because you thought I was unattainable in jail?
Correct.
Okay. I heard something about being mature enough to handle this the way it should have been or something. It's ironic. So do you think you handled this the correct way?
Absolutely.
So in my head, I'm drawing a picture of, okay, Mike's in jail, regardless of why. I think it's okay to just go get Samson, even though it's his dog. I'm gonna decide what's best for Sampson and what's best for Mike and everybody else right now, because that's my duty, is the kind of impression I get. Am I wrong?
Yes, you are wrong.
Okay, could you clarify that for me?
Your actions showed that you were not there to take care of him. You yourself said that you were in jail for a couple of weeks. You
What,
left his care to someone else.
okay, is that not my right? Would you leave his care to somebody else if you had to take care of something personally?
Situation is a little different. You were.
I don't think
in
so.
jail.
You're not arguing back and forth. You're allowing her to answer the question, and then you can ask her another question.
Okay.
You were certainly not in jail of your own will.
Okay, I don't think that's relevant, but
Are you objecting?
I am objecting, yes,
You don't think it's relevant?
that I was in jail and not of my own will. I don't think anybody volunteers to go to jail. It's not a,
No.
it's not an option program.
But yes, but it is relevant. So yes, you have to
Okay.
answer. Or it is, her answer is allowed.
Okay. Have you seen the pre-sentence investigation for any of my cases? Have you talked to any attorneys or any legal professionals? And do you know my sobriety date?
That's a compound question. What do you
Here
ask?
is, you're right. First, I would like to know if you spoke with anybody in the court system to say that I'm going to prison, or there's a high likelihood that I'm going to prison.
Actually, when we were in front of Commissioner Kupra, he was looking through your files and said, this one alone is 12 years.
Exposure.
And he asked you at that point also, when you went to prison, where do you believe that the dog should be? And you said, with me.
Okay.
As far as your sobriety goes, I don't have a lot of faith in your sobriety in that I see you in and out of the bar regularly. Even if you're not using meth, you're still using other things. And just a few weeks ago, on, I believe I have the date written down, you pulled up in front of the Clam Falls bar. Your girlfriend who's sitting next to you got out of the bar, walked into the bar, got a drink, turned around, walked directly back out and got into your vehicle with the drink.
You witnessed this?
I witnessed that.
What kind of drink was it?
Well, and I'm going to say that part's irrelevant. What the girlfriend does is not relevant to what Mr. Hess does.
Do you have access to any of my urinalysis? Excuse me, urinalysis samples?
I do not.
Do you know how many I've taken in the last month?
I do not.
3.
You're testifying, so that's
Oh,
stricken. You
sorry,
can't
I
testify.
apologize, Your Honor. What harm has befallen Sampson because he was in my care?
He was incredibly erratic. He was always on the defense because you put him in different situations all of the time. The only reason that you personally told me about this is that you were making an emotional support animal so you could take him into bars. And they couldn't tell you he couldn't be in there.
I object. That is not how I said that.
I'm overruling it. It can stay.
He would spend hours and hours sitting in your truck outside of the bar. At one point, when I did have Sampson, I had taken Sampson for you. You had Stephanie Fisk come and pick him up from me at my store. Several hours later, I was out on a delivery and saw Stephanie's vehicle sitting in front of the bar with Sampson still sitting in it. I had to message you and I at that point said if she was just going to leave him sitting in front of the bar in her vehicle, There was absolutely no reason he couldn't have just stayed with me. You then called her and made her go take him home.
So I did what was right at the time.
Are you testifying or asking?
I'm asking
her
a question. Do you think I did what was right at the time then?
Only after I said that I would go get him if you did not.
After you called me and made me aware of the situation, I did what was right for him, then you're saying? That was a question, sorry.
Probably.
So I hear you use a lot of words, erratic and stuff like that. Where did those words come from, or whose diagnosis is this?
Can I ask somebody to come up?
You may not. You get to have a witness testify later, but right now you are on the stand.
It's the behavior that I witnessed, that I would see. He would walk through the crowd. He was always nervous. He was always high strung. Recently, CarQuest is a place that Mike would often take Samson to, CarQuest in Frederick. I recently walked in the door with Samson, and the gal behind that works there said, "Oh my goodness, where did you get such a calm German Shepherd?" And she was petting Samson, and the owner said at that point, he said, "Yeah, he's like that now. He wasn't."
Well, you can't
and I know that's
testify
hearsay.
unless you have her here to testify. That doesn't come into the record.
Okay. I guess that's all that I have.
Where do you get the information about Stephanie's landlord not allowing the animal on the property?
From him, from the landlord, from Craig Swanson.
You had mentioned before something about his insurance not covering an animal.
Well, I'm going to say none of that is relevant. Well, it could be relevant, but it's hearsay. I don't have the landlord here to testify.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's true, it's not true. I don't know what it is, and it doesn't come in.
Point made, Your Honor. Thank you. Do you remember when you suggested I take Samson to see Jeannie Daniels?
Yep.
Do you remember what happened in that interview or that appointment?
Yep. And when I got Samson back, I took Samson to see Jeannie. And she was amazed at what a different dog he was in my
Object,
And
Your Honor.
I'm going to say it shouldn't have even come in with the whole Jeannie Daniels and you've met Samson in another life kind of thing. Unless they're here to testify, it can't be evidence. It can't
Okay.
come in.
Do you think Samson is a support animal for me?
I believe he was at one time. I believe he no longer is.
I don't have him, of course not.
Is that a question?
No, Your Honor, I'm sorry. Do you think there is no hope for me? Do you think I am just, my life is not at this point?
I don't see how that's relevant.
Would you like me to
It's not
explain?
relevant.
Okay. In your text message, you said that Samson tried to save me, but I failed him.
I did.
Okay. For me, that gives the impression that you've given up on me, that there's no hope for me.
It's irrelevant. My opinion of you, what shouldn't matter to you.
It doesn't matter to me. It matters to the court, I believe. No?
Doesn't. And quite honestly, if you have hope, if there's hope for you is so speculative. I don't even know what that means.
I guess I have nothing else, Your Honor.
You have no other questions? Okay. Before we move on, I have perhaps a couple questions for both of you. Mr. Hess, in the texts that you have had as Exhibit 1, I believe you are in the blue, and it
Yes.
says there were 2 conditions when you gave me Sammy. One was a stable place to live. He had that when you took him from my mom's. Was Sammy living at your mom's?
Sammy was staying, I lived with my parents. I left Samson with my mom and dad when I went to jail.
You live with your parents?
Yes.
So you still live with your parents?
Part-time, yes. Well, yes.
Why do you mean part-time? Because you stay with your girlfriend?
I stay with my girlfriend at times, yes.
So when you moved out and broke up with Ms. Hutari, you both lived together prior to when you were in a relationship, is that
Yes.
correct? And then when you broke up in April 2023, you moved in with your parents?
Yes.
And so you moved in with your parents, and that's when she gave you Sammy?
Yes.
And so you had your mom and whoever Floyd is watch Sammy when you were in jail?
Yes.
How long were you in jail?
5 weeks.
Okay. And with the conditions, I think I only see one was that he have a stable place to, and the other that you bring him to visit.
Yes.
And what does it mean by you bring him to visit? You go and you spend a couple hours together, or you drop him off for a weekend?
The understanding I had at the time was that I'd drop him off and let her spend a day or a night or a weekend with him.
And then when did she say, I don't want to have those visits anymore?
I think after the 3rd visit, so approximately 5 weeks or so.
You would say approximately June of 2023?
Beginning of June, end of May, yes.
So you had Sammy from April 2023. She last saw Sammy June of 2023, correct?
Yes.
Now, where she, the condition where she states the condition is a stable place to live, what did you take that to mean?
I thought that meant that someplace where we could lay our head at night. Someplace safe, somewhere where we get shelter, food. Someplace to call home.
All right. Ms. Hutari, in April 2023, when you gave Mr. Hess Sammy with conditions, did you know he was living with his mother and Floyd?
He was not. He was living in an ice castle in Siren, Wisconsin, in his buddy's front yard.
Okay, so when you gave him Sammy, he was living in an ice castle.
Correct.
And so you thought that that was a stable environment? Yes or no?
Yes.
So you thought then why did you say it with such disgust?
Because he lied about he omitted the fact that that's where he lived.
How long do you believe he lived in that ice castle?
I am unsure. I very much limited my contact with him. I avoided going places where he was, so I truly am not sure.
But you believe him living in the ice castle in the driveway or yard of his friend was stable?
Based on the people that lived in the house, yes.
Do you think his mother and Floyd are stable?
I do.
Mr. Hess, when did you move? You lived in an ice castle, correct?
I stayed in my buddy's ice castle as soon as I got out of jail, yes.
When you got out of jail?
No, it was when I left Rose's.
How long did you live in that ice castle?
About a month and a half.
And then what, so then that was approximately May or June?
Yeah, it'd have been June, end of June.
And then you moved in with your parents?
Yes.
Well, with your mother and Floyd?
He's my stepdad, yes. He's been
Alright.
everything of a dad to me. Just call him dad would be fine.
And so did you inform Ms. Hutari that you were moving in with your mom?
No,
You know how she found out you were living with her mom? your
no
mom?
idea. By that time, she had said she didn't want to visit anymore.
When were you arrested and in jail for 5 weeks?
Beginning of April 2025.
Or just recently?
Yes.
Did you pay bail to get out?
Yes.
How much was bail?
$2,500.
2,500. And so you're on certain conditions right now?
Yes.
No drink,
No drink,
no illegal substances?
no illegal substances.
You have a curfew?
No. I'm under the supervision of Justice Point out of Sawyer County, and I'm in programs for change in, oh, excuse me, Sawyer County's Justice Point. I'm enrolled in
I'm well aware of it.
programs for change in Polk County.
Okay. All right. Do you have any witnesses?
No, no, Your Honor.
Do you have any witnesses?
I have Sharice Miller, who occasionally helps me at my shop. And she can attest to the difference in Sampson now versus what he was when Mike had him.
All right, Ms. Miller, please come forward. Raise your right hand. You'll be sworn in and then come have a seat at the witness stand.
Do you affirm that the testimony you're about to provide in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be over there.
When she's seated, you may begin asking her questions. Catch her name. Charlene Miller?
Sharice.
Sharice. Sharice Miller. All right, can you spell Sharice?
CHERRISE.
All right, you may begin asking her questions.
Sharice, can you tell me about how Sampson would act when Mike would bring him into the store?
When Mike and Sampson would come in, Sampson never left Mike's side very much. He was very, very skittish. His ears were down, his tail was down. When I try and approach him, he didn't like being approached unless Mike was with him, and then I could pet him a little bit. But then he would like go away. When someone came into the shop, I remember the huge bark he had, and we just had to kind of calm him down, or I should say Mike did, kind of calm him down and bring him back to the back of the store. Now, since then, it was just within the last couple of weeks when Rose brought Sampson into the shop, and his ears were up, his tail is wagging. He came over and he darn near knocked me over by sitting on my feet and wanted to be pet, followed me around. He's a day and night dog. It was quite an improvement that I saw since he's been with Rose.
But you haven't seen Sampson. You saw him that one time in 2023.
Just when Mike would bring him into the shop.
How many times did you see him in 2023?
Oh my goodness, probably, I know twice for sure.
And that was shortly after the two broke up. They terminated their relationship.
Actually, no, they were not broke up at that time. Mike was just with Sampson and came in just Mike and Sampson. Rose was not at the shop at that time.
All right. So when you saw Sampson back in 2023 at the shop, you believe Mr. Hess and Miss Hutari were still in a relationship?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Other questions, Miss Hutari?
No.
You have questions for Ms. Miller?
No, I don't.
All right,
Your
you
Honor.
may step down.
Thank you.
Any other witnesses? All right. One last time for either of you to provide me with any testimony, any evidence.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, argument, Mr. Hess.
None.
Ms. Hutari, any argument?
No.
All right, well, when you look at this case, this is what Cleveland is dealing with an animal. An animal is a piece of property. I know to people, it feels like a kid, as you explained, Mr. Hess. I too have dogs. I have cats. They become part of your family. Animals can feel like they are members of your family. So I understand that. And I understand how both of you feel very strongly towards Samson. You both want him to be healthy. You both want him to be happy. And you want him to thrive. Originally, in the beginning, Miss Hutari was the 100% owner of Samson. She purchased him back in 2020. She may have purchased him for an ex-boyfriend and gifted him to the ex-boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend didn't take him or have him, so he remained property of Miss Hutari. You both got into a relationship, and then in about, well, she purchased him in 2018. It was 2020 when you got into the relationship after being friends for a while, and then you terminated your relationship. You went your separate ways in April of 2023, and you broke up. Both of you admit that this was a gift, that Miss Hutari gifted Samson to Mr. Hess. You both indicate that there were conditions upon this gift. So this is a gift with conditions, and it is something that can be done. It's a conditional gift. It means a transfer of property where the recipient must fulfill specific conditions, not only to receive, but to keep this gift, this property. And the two conditions were, one, that Mr. Hess give a stable place for Samson to live, and two, that Samson be able to visit with Miss Hutari. Sometime down the road, Miss Hutari, after approximately 3 visits or so, wanted to sever all ties with Mr. Hess, and you indicated, Miss Hutari, you were done. You didn't want to have those visits anymore. You didn't want to see Mr. Hess because seeing Samson means Mr. Hess comes with him. And so you cut off, or you canceled and you terminated that condition. So what remains is the condition of stability or stable. I have in writing in a text message that one of the conditions was a stable place to live. And that was put into a text from Mr. Hess to you, Miss Hutari. Miss Hutari, when you testified, you indicated that you did have the condition of that he have a stable environment. When I asked you what that meant, you said, well, we didn't talk about it. I didn't explain what that meant to have a stable environment with Mr. Hess. That means that that term is not defined. It needs to be defined. You need to say you need to have a stable environment where he's going to have a place to live. He's going to have food. He's going to have a bed to sleep in. He's not going to be subjected to this, that, or the other. I understand your concerns that he's left in a car. Well, Mr. Hess is in a bar. You didn't define stable. You didn't define stable environment. And I heard the testimony of Miss Miller. She's a great friend and a great employee, and she wants to be there to support you. She testified as to a condition of Sammy when you two were together. So he was erratic when you two were together. So I don't have any starting point of when he was simply with Mr. Hess versus when he was with both of you together. So by hearing that testimony, it hears that you may have been part of the problem or whatever made Sammy erratic. Maybe it was the tension that Sammy felt between you and Mr. Hess. Maybe you were arguing all the time. Animals are very intuitive. They feel our emotions. They feel when we're sad. They feel when we're happy, they feel when we're nervous. They feel all of those things, and they are there. And so all I have to go on right now is that condition of a stable place to live. Now, I probably wouldn't have defined living in an ice shack for a period of time as a stable place to live. It's not a home. However, you didn't find an issue with living in the ice shack. You liked where his friends were, who his friends were. You liked that it was, I guess, he had a place to live. But within a month or two, he moved in with his parents, them as being stable people, his mom and Floyd, stable people. Sounds like you have good affection for them, or you don't have anything negative to say about them. So he had a stable place to live with Sammy. So that, to me, he meets that condition. Whether or not he's in jail for 5 weeks, or whether or not he's in jail perhaps maybe a little longer than that, will be unstable if he's not able to take care of Sammy. But that was not a condition. Your condition was not, you can have Sammy, but only you have to take care of him. He can't be anywhere else. You can't leave him in your car when you go to a bar. You can't do this, you can't do that. Your condition was a stable place to live. Mom and Floyd are stable. He was temporarily allowing Mom and Floyd to take care of Sammy, not removing him from that environment. And you no longer wanted visitation with Sammy. So had you wanted that visitation, I can see that it would be part of the gift, the conditional gift, that Mr. Hess call you up and say, Ms. Hutari, I'm in jail. I can't take care of Sammy right now. Can you take care of him until I get out of jail? But you didn't want to have those visitations, and he was not under that requirement to notify you about that. And as I see it right now, yes, he may have open serious cases in Sawyer County, Polk County, whatever the counties, he may be under conditions. However, at this time, Sammy has a stable place to live. He's living with his mom and Floyd. You can't take Sammy back and forth to your girlfriend. His place to live is with your mom and Floyd. That's the stable place. If you get your own environment, your own home, and Sammy can move to that home, that would be stable. You can't bring him back and forth. He has a place to live. And it's with Mom and Floyd until you have your own place to live. But I can't find that he violated the condition of a stable place to live, because Sammy has that. However, I will say it will violate that condition if he goes to prison, or if he goes to jail for a lengthy period of time. 5 weeks is not a lengthy period of time. He could have went on vacation for 5 weeks. Regardless of where he was, he left Sammy in a good home being taken care of by his mom and Floyd. So he did not violate that condition. So I'm finding that Sammy belongs with Mr. Hess, and he must be turned over to Mr. Hess within 1 week. If he's not turned over within 1 week, you will violate the court's order and you could be held in contempt. The only condition that remains is he provide a stable home. If you can provide concrete information that he's not providing a stable home for Sammy, then he violates that condition, and then Sammy could be returned back to you. I don't find he violated that condition. I find you actually violated it by going to his parents and removing Sammy, or telling them that I am here to take Sammy back. He didn't violate that condition. So Sammy is rightfully a gift to Mr. Hess, with now the only remaining condition to have a stable place to live. It's unfortunate, I understand. You went 2 years without seeing Sammy, 2 years without seeing Sammy, being involved in Sammy's life. And that is hard on a dog as well. But I'm going to tell you, the dog remembers you. The dog remembers Mr. Hess. The dog will remember your ex-boyfriend if he had a relationship with him. Dogs are great that way. They remember happiness. They remember horror. So within 1 week of today, which would be July 28th, Sammy must be returned to Mr. Hess. Mr. Hess, I am telling you right now, you must have a stable, as you say, a stable place for Sammy to live. He can't be brought back and forth. He really shouldn't be kept in your vehicle while you're at a bar. He shouldn't be, not looked at or taken care of. And I don't know if you did or did not have his shots up to date, but that's a part of being a good pet owner. You have to keep him up to date. Not only is it for Sammy, but it's the law. Okay, he needs to ensure that he has his rabies and all of those other things. So again, that is the order of the court, and it's unfortunate because I think Sammy sounds like a very, very good dog, and it's unfortunate that your relationship ended the way it did. I'm not going to go into what you are allegedly committed or allegedly
Accused of?
charged with in those actions. Mr. Hess, it sounds like that if any of those allegations are true, you better get your life back in check. Because if you continue down that road, that is going to be a violation, and Sammy deserves better than that.
Does.
All right, so that is the order of the court.
With the restraining order in place, we might want to talk about how to get the dog.
Is it,
to
has he
him.
been served?
I don't think he's been served, but I mean, in Polk, they're probably going to serve him within this week.
Polk County actually asked Burnett County to serve it. They haven't been able to catch up with him at his parents' house because he's always at his girlfriend's house.
Our clerk checked with our Polk County or our Burnett County Sheriff's Department, and we don't have it, do we?
I didn't get the.
They had it.
Because I realized it wasn't our restraining order.
Oh. Well, then it can be 1 week exchange here at the government center within 1 week. When would you like to exchange the dog?
I don't know. Can't believe this is actually happening.
That's why you have to be specific and clear in your conditions. All right, then I'm just gonna say Wednesday, 1 o'clock.
I have group on Wednesdays, Your Honor. Would you like me to cancel, or
No, I do not want you to cancel group.
Tuesdays and Fridays are open for me?
And Friday at 1.
Cancel group to be here today.
No, I didn't.
Well, I don't want him canceling group because if he goes to group, that's showing that he's trying to improve his life. He's trying to remain sober. I don't know what the full allegations are against Mr. Hess. I have heard that it involves illegal substances. All right, Friday at 1, Government Center.
I won't be here Friday.
Well, then Tuesday at 1.
So tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow at 1. Right in front of the Government Center. Again, now we're very clear at what the condition is. A stable place for Sammy to live, food, shelter, bed.
He goes to prison.
Well, he goes to prison, obviously, you get the dog. That's not a stable environment. He can't give the dog then to
Moving
his
the
mom
dog
and dad.
back and forth isn't stable either, but.
Going where back and forth?
Then why'd you remove me from my parents?
Between the parents and me.
No, it won't happen. If he violates that condition, he goes to prison, he can't provide a stable home for him. That means he goes back to you. He can't then say, Mom and Dad take care of him for however many years I'm going to be in prison. That is not a safe environment. Granted, he would be safe with Mom and Floyd, but if he goes away for a significant amount of time to jail or to prison, and I'm going to define going to jail about a year or prison, or 6 months. That's not a stable environment.
Correct.
Okay? And you can't then pass off Sammy to be taken care of by your mom and Floyd. That's why it's very important if you gift somebody with a condition, it needs to be very clear what your statement was, because you did testify that you gave him Sammy because you believed he was not emotionally handling things well and that he needed Sammy. And then you testified that he lived in an ice shack. Those don't sound stable to me, but those were the conditions upon which you gave Sammy. So it has to go from there. All right, tomorrow at 1. We are adjourned.
Thanks, Judge. I didn't want to have to get those phone calls later and play phone tag with those two.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. Thank you. I didn't realize she gave it to Burnett County. Mr. Norenberg, are you gonna do this one or are we? gonna-
Yeah, they're all gonna be me today.
Okay, all right. And you were for the name change, correct? Are you for the name change?
Yes.
Okay, so just 1 minute. We will go on the record in the matter 24 CV 115 US Bank Trust Company NA as trustee of the trust versus Greg Allen Molly et al. Appearances are, we do have appearing by video conferencing Knut Norenberg. He represents defendant Gregory Molly in this case. We do not have anyone else appearing. Mr. Norenberg, we're here on the motion for surplus funds. Anything you want to argue or inform the court?
Your Honor, I have not talked to my client since I initially met with him. I can't get a hold of him. His phone goes directly to voicemail and voicemail's full. I'd had a motion for surplus ready. Has a motion for surplus been entered that I don't see on the record?
I am not seeing one on the record either.
Because I have one ready. I don't want to overstep my bounds. I want to make sure if he's still using me that I'm, helping protect his rights, but I don't want to overstep with a motion at this point.
All right, so what I'll do is just adjourn this to a later date. Hopefully things can be taken care of. August 11th at 9:15. Does that work for you, Mr. Norenberg?
It should. August 11th at 9:15 works for me.
All right, so August 11th at 9:15, we will adjourn this hearing until that date and time. Try and speak with Mr. Molly and have a motion filed by that date and time.
I will do that. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. We're adjourned.